Well, greetings, everyone. It's me, Nick Michalak, and the exceptional Steve Frazier.
Well, thank you.
And obviously, we're not playing a trick on you guys. This is a commentary for 1986's April Fool's Day.
It would be really great if we just put on some other movie after teasing this one. That'd be fun. We're not going to do that.
No, we're much nicer than that. So, guys, if you have your own copy of this whole thing, you can get your timestamp over to 0 and sync up with our commentary with the subtitles turned on. And we'll give you a little countdown here, so let's enjoy the ride.
Here we go.
So in 3, 2, 1, play.
Paramount. What year did this come out? 86?
86. It's weird because obviously this is your disc we're watching. You've known this film for some time. I just watched it for the first time recently. It's like, so opening scene was like, is the opening, is the aspect ratio of Trick on Me or something?
Right, yeah.
So it's like, what the hell's wrong with the Paramount logo?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
So, but I kind of get it.
So Muffy owns the whole island? Is that what they're leading us to believe? That seems a little weird, but okay. Home movies were a very popular gimmick of, horror films and just, I don't know, in general. Because they were kind of coming into prominence. Because you had an ability to watch it at home.
Yeah.
With the VCR.
Yeah.
Of course, the camcorders back then were these giant, they almost looked like, the
size of a shoebox or something.
Oh, even bigger than that even, maybe.
Well, it's the size of my shoes. Anyway.
Oh, well, yours, right, okay, got it. Not my shoebox.
I've got 13 inches. I got size 13s. Yeah, but I mean, this thing's like, okay, yeah. Once you pitch the entire thing to me to cover this, and it's like, I'm going to go check out who's involved. It's like, Tom Wilson's in this thing.
Yeah.
He's hot off of Back to the Future. Amy Steele, I didn't even realize was in this. And she was fantastic in Friday Part 2.
Right.
As we get to the credits, there's just a lot of names on this whole thing I want to get into.
And it was produced by Mancuso.
Yeah.
Mancuso Jr., excuse me. Who had done some of the Friday films.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how Amy got into the film and everything. Cause,
that would make sense.
Been with her, and she'd be perfect to get into this thing.
Bloody unforgettable. I always have a hard time remembering who's who in this movie.
Hmm.
There's just a lot of characters.
Yeah. I mean, just from this opening scene here, it's like, I was like, these types of films were never typically shot in CinemaScope. They're always usually 185 because of a cheaper type of thing with the anamorphic lenses. It's a little more pricey.
Right.
But it's like, it looks really good. The transfer they did in this thing for one, and the photography is really nice.
Yeah, horror films aren't usually in scope. You're right.
Yeah, at least not like 80s slasher fare. They get them cheap, done quick type of things.
Yeah, because it's probably significantly more expensive to shoot in scope than it is. You can see the dirt on the lenses.
Yeah.
That's it. Did you get a look at that rainbow outfit on the gal at the birthday party? That's not good. Jack in the Box is kind of cute though, with a little ducky on it.
Yeah.
I had a Jack in the Box when I was a kid. Did they really not tape the box shut? Or even do the old, the 4-flap fold thing, the 4-corner?
I mean,
look at this rainbow outfit.
You should have known my sister, my friend Jason, back in the 90s or whatnot, they would always play the game of, how can I make the most complicated way to package this gift where it's like almost impossible to get into it?
Oh, okay.
We're talking like all the way to the nth degree, like it's a Mr. Wizard type of deal.
Charlie Bernstein,
yeah. Bruce Green, who had edited Friday Part 5 and 6.
And this came out in between the two, I believe. I never got the let's make it hard to get into. I always got like a disguise kind of, whether it be box inside a box or...
Speaking of box, Danilo Bach, he was a co-screenwriter on Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And the
cinematographer...
Apparently, the cinematographer on this whole thing, Charles Minsky, he would be like, shoot like almost all the Gary Marshall films, like Pretty Woman up to like whatever he did like the last couple of years.
Really?
Like, I kept looking at names in these credits, like, what the fuck are these people? Like, Christ, they've actually got real resumes.
It's a who's who.
Oh yeah. And of course, our director, Fred Walton. I think it's Fred Walton. I want to make it right. Yeah, Fred Walton. He directed When a Stranger Calls and the sequel.
Oh.
So he's got notoriety too. He's a seasoned vet.
There's Amy Steele.
Oh yeah, she looks fantastic. She still does today.
Yeah.
I was double checking her credits. Like, she's actually done a couple of Friday fan films the last couple of years too.
Interesting.
Obviously, ones that probably got some Kickstarter backer or some type of deal.
That Suitcase. This is before Suitcases had wheels, I think.
Oh, yeah,
or maybe
probably. At least, maybe if you're a high end or whatnot, doing like the first class stuff, you'd have the luxury luggage.
There's your boy.
Yeah, Tom Nelson. Yeah, you playing a total dickbag, but he's like the nicest guy you could possibly ever meet.
Have you met him?
No, but I've heard all those stories of like he's such a nice guy. Like it's usually the whole thing is like the guys who are the best actors playing the best bad guys, like the sweetest guys possible. Like Clancy Brown plays a fantastic heavy in anything he wants to do, but he's such a sweetheart.
Sure. This guy's got 80s written all over him. Oh yeah,
straight up. The spike, the blazer.
Island life is so different. The folks that live on islands that are like islanders, as it were, they're their own breed of cat.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, a brown sedan. Dodge. Look at that 80s hair coming out of this car.
This guy almost looks like Kevin Bacon with dark hair.
Yeah, he does.
I was reading up on the whole thing. It's like I think they even did a novelization of it.
Okay.
Where there's like expanded bits of like backstories. Like the reason why they're late is that one of the guys was cheating on his girlfriend with some other lady and whatnot, so they ended up being late because of that. And there's the whole thing they chopped out from the ending, which we'll get to. But like added little character subplots and little things here and there, so it's like very interesting. Go ahead. Go.
I was going to say, can we talk for a minute about the fact that the main character of the island belongs to a gal named Muffy St. John? I mean, did they just look at the nearest stripper phone book for the, like, who came up with this name? It's ridiculous.
The writer of Beverly Hills Cop.
Well, yeah. Oh, you mean
came up with Serge?
You mean Sylvester Stallone?
We came up with Serge.
Serge.
I'm on twist.
Okay, this camcorder is not nearly as big.
That's just a regular old.
I was thinking of
something or another.
I was thinking about the ones where you actually had the blank tape in the console of it.
Yeah, it might be like a beta cam or something. Beta tape.
Oh, your fly's open. Oops. He does look a lot like Kevin Bacon, and also that dude from American Pie. What's his name?
Sean William Scott, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm bad with names.
Sure.
I really am. I can tell you dates. I can tell you all kinds of shit that you don't need to know. But if you show me a person, I don't know who it is. Just pallets on the ferry?
And you can probably tell about the mountains. Yeah, they shot this around Vancouver.
Oh, you mean Camp Crystal Lake?
Yeah.
I thought it looked familiar. That must be where they're on right now.
They're on Camp Crystal. They're on Crystal River now.
Crystal River right now, yeah. That's
the clearest sky in Vancouver's history, probably. Every time you see Vancouver, it's overcast and cold and muggy.
Well, it looks pretty good right here.
Yeah, oh, that's what I'm saying. This doesn't even look like the stereotypical Vancouver setting, weather-wise.
Are they trying to tell us that these are college kids? Because these people all look like they're 30.
Oh, I'm sure they were.
Maybe not. Everyone just looked older back then.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what a teenager looks like these days.
There's a lot of nothing happening right now.
A lot of character groundwork stuff, yeah.
And I guess when you have a cast of thousands, you got to do that.
Right.
But I also feel like we haven't, usually in a horror movie, right? Usually in a horror movie, there's some sort of terror at the beginning that lets you know what kind of movie we're watching.
Yeah. It was the interesting thing. I mean, it made plenty of money. They didn't make it for a whole lot, and it grossed about $13 million, which is perfectly fine for a slasher film in the 80s. But I think they...
Well, I can't imagine it cost more than one or two.
Yeah, I don't think it was much, whole hell of a lot of anything.
I say that like 1 or 2 million is...
It was $5 million, but 13 is plenty.
More than double, so
then you get home video, which probably doubles that eventually. But just the thing is, like, filmmakers they didn't feel like Paramount really knew how to market the thing, because how do you, knowing where the film ends up, what the twist is, how do you market it as what it ends up being at the end of the film?
Yeah, you can't.
And of course, I mean, they're going to market it like a slasher film, even if it isn't quite exactly that way. It's much more Agatha Christie, Ten Little Indians type of thing and whatnot. It's much more structured, plotted out like a thriller, with just
oh, shit.
I don't know, just the sort of veneer of a slasher film. Young people going out to a secluded location, there's a killer that you suppose, and all that type of stuff. Right. So...
What a great little joke. What a great little joke. Now, that sets the tone.
A little bit more, yeah.
For the fact that we might not know going forward what's real and what isn't.
Exactly.
I almost wish that would have happened 3-4 minutes earlier.
Sure, yeah.
Just, I don't know.
Because it started out very sentimental in a certain way, with the whole thing in the basement and stuff like that, and the flashbacks.
Right. Oh yeah, that's Vancouver in the background for sure. Look at that. I mean, it makes me want to go to Vancouver, right? Better look out, guy. Is that Ronnie Cox driving that boat down there? Oh, starboard left. Iceberg right ahead. Ruh-roh. That is not good.
No.
That is not good. So, I like that they, tease you with a joke.
Yeah.
And then hit you immediately with...
Another one that is played legitimately.
Right. For the purposes of, like a first-time viewer.
Right.
Like, that's legit.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Muffy.
Yes.
Or allegedly.
Apparently she was the lead in Valley Girl with Nick Cage before this.
Oh.
I've never seen it.
I you know what, I haven't
it's notable. Like I said, there's quite a few people on this thing. Just like they got credits to their names that are worth noting.
This is a nice little house. Apple tree.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I see little red guys on there, but...
Mm-hmm.
I've never gone to, well, I shouldn't say that I've never gone to like a bed and breakfast, but I've never gone to one of these kind of like big mansion type hotel.
More of a quaint little place.
Resort kind of thing. Yeah. Or it's a straight up hotel, you know. But this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely love to go there. Muffers, yeah. They, there was that.
I wouldn't be kind on that one.
There was that whole thing about all the nicknames on when the girl was sunbathing. This, if I'm remembering from the TV commercial that we peek behind the curtain, we had to do some audio testing, so we watched the commercial, the trailer, and I want to say it was released on like March 27th or something.
The 27th.
So that is only a handful of days before.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in the marketing and the release date on things when it's a holiday related.
Yeah.
Because, I get wanting to put it out right there, but also I feel like after the first week, you kind of feel like...
You lose the novelty.
Right. It's kind of over.
Right.
So...
It's like a horror film, you release it right on Halloween, then it's like, okay, about 2 weeks later, now it's almost Thanksgiving.
Right. Nobody cares anymore.
Right.
So I feel like a good Halloween movie has to come out the first week of October to give you 4 full weeks.
Yeah.
And, well, actually, you get 2 good weeks, then you get a drop-off, and then when Halloween actually comes around, people go see it again, so you get a bump.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now, April Fool's Day is not Halloween.
No. But you're not going to release this in September. It sounds stupid.
Right. But I could see, a little bit, earlier in March as to try to...
Right. Such a douchebag.
He looks significantly younger here
he does.
than he did in the other movie.
I was thinking so.
It's possible that they filmed this first, even. Well, maybe not.
Probably not.
No, because Back to the Future came out in 85.
Yeah.
And then they filmed this in 85, and it came out in 86. So.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what a drop-off.
Oh, yeah. Well, also, I mean, like, Back to the Future, they're shooting him a lot like low angles to make him look more intimidating, and he's got more of a slick back.
I was going to say that the costuming on him made him, different.
Yeah. They just made him look really large in that film next to Michael J. It's about like half his size.
You ever smoke a cigar?
Nope.
I never have either. I don't really understand them. I don't know how they work.
I've had a fistful.
I've had numerous opportunities. I feel like if I was going to smoke anything, that's probably what I would do. And people are like, you just puff on it. And I'm like, well, what the hell does that mean? Explain to me the difference between that and, like, smoke, quote-unquote, smoking a cigarette.
Right. I don't think I think it's both bad for your health no matter what you do.
And they're like, you don't inhale. And I'm like,
okay, well.
How does that work? Explain the science to me. But I don't know. Whatever. If any of you out there are smokers of cigars, I don't know, write down some directions or some shit for me so I can figure it out next time I'm with my buddies. I've had friends get married, have kids, all this stuff.
Right.
And they're like, hey, here's a cigar. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. I know I'm an idiot.
We're unsophisticated.
I'm something. Again, not a lot is happening.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Why would he be blaming himself about the boat guy? I mean... Muffy St. John. I can't get over it. Some bad outfits on this blonde here on the right. Her sweater vests and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, whoopee cushion. Now, a whoopee cushion. Now that is funny.
That's a great choice.
That's hilarious. But neither of those are April Fool's jokes.
Yeah.
Those are just pratfall, or I don't even know what the word. Yeah, I don't. Like, there to me, I guess the lawyer in me, or the semantics English guru, April Fool's means some sort of trickery where you lead somebody to believe one thing when that is actually not the thing, as opposed to like doing something, like a prank to. I don't know.
That's why I always say every year, I'm not going online at all because I'm not going to read all the stupid fake news headlines about various things.
Sure.
Because all is there just to deceive you.
Well, thanks for going online to post this video.
Yes.
So.
Yes. But come on, don't feel like Mr. Body should be walking in the room right about now. It feels like that. It feels almost exactly like that. The setting, the set, the table, and all that type of stuff.
Mr. Body's body is gone.
Yes.
You're right. Right. Slurping the monkey's brains and all of it. All of it. How many bottles of champagne do you need? I count 4. I kind of missed what they were talking about. Although, again, it's like, come on, just get to the action, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, they're doing, like I said, a lot of groundwork for the characters.
Which is interesting that, we're talking over it.
Right.
And I'm not really reading all of it, honestly.
Right.
I'm kind of going on memory, but it's been a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that her grandmother knitted that thing or cobbled it together from all of her
Afghans.
Right. Knitting circle or whatever the hell. And it was Muffy there in the end. She was the one in the basement that was preparing the being nostalgic and the mannequins and all that. Okay.
Her look changes a lot in this film. It gets a little confusing.
Well, that's
She looks a lot more beautiful here, but earlier she looked a little bit more kind of the frumpy, internalized type.
Which is why I was
to that later on.
I was more attracted to her in the basement than I am here, because here she's wearing a ton of makeup, which is awful.
Sure.
I like her hair.
Yeah.
Don't really care for that brooch.
Sometimes she has the glasses, sometimes she doesn't have glasses. So
well, you gotta predict the unpredictable, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So, the two on the end, or the end of each side, there are couples.
Yes.
And then these three over here are all individuals?
For themselves, yeah.
Okay. She is cute.
Yeah.
Oh, good, the old prank glass.
I don't know how that works.
I don't either, but... But see, you didn't fool anybody.
No.
That's not of April Fools.
Yes.
Like, if you look up fool in the dictionary...
Right.
It's, deception.
I find more like you remember the opening of Terror Train, with Jamie Lee and the guy in the bedroom and stuff like that. That feels more like an April Fool's
That is an
type
April...
of joke.
That's 100% an April Fool's. We fooled you into thinking you were going to have sex with this woman.
Sure, yeah.
And in fact, we hazed you.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I guess she fooled them into thinking they were going to get a glass of champagne, and they ended up dribbling it on them. That's thin, no.
Yeah.
Thin.
It's not as much of a gotcha moment. I feel April Fool's is a little bit more, I'm really going to get you. I'm really going to trick the hell out of you.
Right, we're going to...
blindside you with something really, really just like ingenious.
It's a swerve. It's a,
Right.
We want you to believe X, but reality is Y.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, there's always a run on April Fool's Day of people, trying to trick other people into, very serious issues, like pregnancy, or, and all of these things that aren't actually, should be joked about.
Mm-hmm.
Telling your spouse we're pregnant as an April Fool's joke, not cool.
Right.
That's a little too much.
It's a little much, yeah.
I love these two.
Oh, yeah. This feels like an improv moment. They're just going into it.
Let's play hide the sausage.
The fucking sausage.
Great dialogue.
Oh, yeah. The whole muffers. That's no good.
No.
This
guy's got to go, too. I do love all the nautical theme stuff, though.
Sure. I mean, you're on an island. Gotta get back to mainland somehow. You might as well be a boat enthusiast.
6 die in the fog.
Is that the seagrass back there?
That is. That is the seagrass. What a great movie.
Yeah.
He's really working that heater, isn't he? all of the planted evidence there in the drawer. I don't know. Oh, exploding cigar! That's awesome. She but now it is like Clue. He turns the faucet on.
Yes.
See now, joking about heroin, that's a little much.
A little far off the end.
Interesting that he had a row of 36 Durex condoms.
She's got about 5 pounds worth of jewelry on there.
She doesn't have 5 pounds worth of boob there.
No.
Peeking through, but that's all right. I'm okay with it. Look at that porno tape with his... Remember the pornos used to come in those giant boxes?
Oh, yeah. I'll make sure they know which room it goes into in the video store.
Oh, yeah. If it's behind the curtain or the waka 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 doors.
Sure.
Now, that's clever.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be, in her defense, it'd be fun to, booby trap a house.
Oh, yeah. Kevin McAllister.
Sort of.
Less dangerous, more funny.
Yeah, I guess the goal here is not to eradicate people from the home.
This place is missing a couple of secret passageways, though.
That's right. The cook. Sorry, guys, I can't sing anymore. Interestingly enough, the most recent movie that Mancuso produced just before this one had one of my favorite musical moments of all time in history. The enchiladas in the outhouse.
Yes,
Friday, part 5.
Yes. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, baby.
The old tighty whitey. That was pretty much routine back then, though, right? That not a lot exists other than that, as far as options go, other than boxers.
Yeah.
What did they fight about? I don't remember.
Well, it was the whole thing of him being kind of down because he wasn't getting accepted into the college, the university, because even though he has good grades, he's not as serious as they'd like him to be or something like that. So it was kind of her trying to push him and him being down on himself, I think.
This is a fun little gag.
It is. I don't know how the hell you'd actually wire this to happen.
Well, right. She couldn't do it herself.
Yeah,
right?
No, this is a film production trickery.
I mean, I guess it's just a three-way switch. Just like any lamp would have a three-way, but...
Yeah.
There you go. Well, you dummy.
You grab a sock or something and twist it.
Or turn the switch so that the left lamp goes on, and then that one cools off, and then you go through the cycle again.
You just pulled the plug.
Well, that works too. Now time to make sweet love?
Nah, just...
Snoogle?
Yeah.
That's ominous. They do ever set up to be a little bit crazy. I like that his name is Archie. Or
Arch.
Artie,
I think Artie.
Huge teeth. A lot of gums. He looks so young.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'd buy that he's in college here.
Check born in 59, so...
He would have been 25, 26?
26 or something like that, yeah. Seems just right.
Yeah, but he looks younger than 26, so that's good casting if he's supposed to be a college student.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else kind of looks...
This editing didn't quite work for me.
What is happening? What is happening?
That's not sex.
That was definitely not.
It's a human pretzel.
Oh, yeah, here you go. There's that chair again. It's tremendous.
That's good.
Tremendous.
That's too good.
What? That is not... How is that comfortable?
I don't know what you're trying to do here, pal, but it ain't working.
That was... I don't know who that was comfortable or nice for.
Oh, that's the... Who was it? It was Professor Plum and...
Oh, yes.
Miss White or something like that. It's like, let me show you. That's the position's impossible. No, let me show you. All twisted up on the couch. Are you hungry?
I don't know anything enough about marijuana to know if you've got that plant just growing there. Are you able to like do something to it to like
purify
get high off of it right now?
Hmm.
Can you just eat it?
We're very bland people. We have no idea about all these
I don't know. Right.
Exotic things.
I don't know anything about drugs or cigars or cigarettes or cigarellos or bourbon or anything. Really, I don't know anything about anything. I know about coffee. I know about English language grammar. I know about Journey.
Oh, yeah. Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley, sure. I know a lot about a lot of things, but nothing fun, I guess. I'm such a good kid. I like cats. Why are cats... Cats no. Okay, first of all, I'm a cat person. Cats never, like, jump like that onto people and scare them.
You have to throw them at someone.
Right. That cat was literally tossed. Oh.
Yeah.
That musical stinger was nice.
Yes.
Kenny Rogers Roasters there. We got rose bushes, so we're in the heat of summer. There we go. Warrior and Rude in 1989.
It's not doing as good.
Those are taped to her tits.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. You can see it right there.
Right.
That headband has got to go.
Yeah.
Got to go, sir. That's the guy with the suit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Who had the articles in his drawers?
Right. The exploding cigar.
Look at this microwave. Jesus Christ. Ooh. Look at her hair. Good God.
Here's where she starts getting a little...
off kilter?
A little weird.
Yeah.
She's this peculiar...
What is this outfit?
What the Christ? What are you doing?
He's got 2 layers of short on. 2 layers of shirt.
Go back to the suitcase. Try again. It's not working. Looks like her skirt. The underlying shorts just look like her skirt.
Old boy's got pajama pants on there.
Oh, why not? Who cares?
Did we establish where we're at? Like what, regionally in the United States we're at?
I don't think so.
It's got to be East Coast, right? What's she reading there?
No idea.
The something gate. I couldn't read it all. Is this the one that's her cousin? One of them is Muffy's cousin.
The character skips. No, it's one of the guys.
Oh, it's a guy. Okay. Is it Kevin Bacon there?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a little dialogue here on the bottom where it'll tell us who's who.
Yeah. Well, he's Rob.
Oh, so well, there you go.
Yeah, he looks beyond the Kevin Bacon thing. He looks familiar. Let's see if there's anything on here.
And she's Kit. Rob and Kit. Kit and Rob.
Okay. I looked it up before. He was on a Star Trek episode.
Oh, well, that's
him from, so.
I don't know that.
Yeah, so
that's all you.
She was on a Quantum Leap episode.
Also all you. Add those to the list of things that I don't know anything about.
Yeah. He kept looking familiar. I couldn't place it. Like, let me look him up. I was like, I looked him up like 4 days ago. He's familiar, but not memorable.
Are they going to make Sweet Love in the Boathouse?
Gonna try.
Oh, she got a whole handful there.
Oh, yeah.
I've never met her. I feel like she's been around at a convention or two that I've been at, but I've never gone up to her booth.
She probably does it more like if there's like a group Friday thing or something. I don't think
Sure.
she probably goes out like a solo type of thing.
Oof.
Yeah.
That would be creepy as hell.
Oh. Okay, skips the dead guy.
Yeah. The one who got the cat thrown at him.
Okay.
Non-violent sex is hilarious. And again, we've just now kind of created another round of not horror, but
suspicion
or
suspense,
any sort of like moving the plot forward.
Right. And we're now like halfway through now.
Yeah, gotta be almost. You just yell, "Hey, asshole," and see who answers.
Yeah.
Were you ever the victim of an April Fool's joke of any significance?
No.
Spick and span. Love spick and span. You're not supposed to wash the mushrooms, actually, contrary to popular belief.
I was going to say there's going to split up into pairs. It's just that. It's way too much like Clue. It's way too much.
If they all match up the little matchsticks, then I'm calling BS.
A man in his right mind would be caught dead with you.
Neither do we. Lady. She really looks terrible.
Yeah,
here.
she looks haunted and shit and everything.
Oh, that's right. She heard the tape of the baby crying. Is that right?
Yeah.
What is that he's holding?
Kind of broken off oar of some kind. I don't know.
Nautical implement? There really hasn't been a lot of horror.
Right.
And I don't know if this was marketed as horror. I would assume so.
Well, you look at the original poster artwork there. It's like
right.
It's clearly kind of
it's tongue in cheek.
Yeah. Well, it's also tugging on the slasher thing. Because when I always saw that thing, I always thought it was like maybe like an early '80s slasher. It looked like something you'd have right around the time of Prom Night and Terror Train and stuff like that.
Right.
But this comes out way past the slasher boom.
Well, I also, looking at this, always thought that it was like a comedy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like some kind of spoof on the horror genre.
Right. But again, me thinking that was more like a 1981, 82, or maybe an 83 type of thing. I felt like it was probably like some kind of cheap rush job type of thing. It would be like too terribly high quality. This film, I mean, it looks... The film has a lot of production value. The photography, the location, the way the thing is put together here, just like, it doesn't feel cheap.
And they are, now that we're 47 minutes in or whatever, they're finally starting to create some kind of whodunit feel to it. You know, people are dropping off a little quicker.
Yeah.
And... you know, you kind of go, okay, well, who's left?
Right.
You know, that could have been in all these places at once or whatever.
But again, as you're saying, it's like, or kind of mixture of what we've been saying on and off here. It's like, with how the filmmakers thought Paramount really didn't know how to market the thing. Well, okay, they just marketed it as a slasher film. So if you bring in the slasher audience, it's like...
they're bored.
Right, because you don't get any... There's no gore in the film. You started thinking like, where's... Because I mean, Friday films are getting hit, definitely, but
well,
they're not... It's not 88, 89 type of thing where it's like zero. You could still get away with some.
Right, now...
And this is... If you're going to it thinking it's another Friday film or something else...
Friday 5 had the highest body count.
Halloween type of film or something like that. You're kind of like... Well, it's not satiating what they marketed it as. So I can definitely empathize with the filmmakers. Like, they didn't really quite... They probably didn't think... Paramount probably didn't think that much about the marketing. Just like they feel... Probably again... One of those things that they read a log line, they just figure it out and slap it out there. They don't think that much about the nuance of exactly how the filmmakers approach the film.
Now, at this point in the Paramount legacy, is Frank Mancuso Sr. still the head of Paramount at this point? Because
I have no clue.
Because you would think that the person who is the producer of the movie could just talk to his dad, the head of the studio, and find out, you know, like, can the left hand know what the right hand is doing? Because I don't really know. Michael Eisner left Paramount to go work for Disney.
He was CEO for Paramount until 91, 84 to 91.
Okay, so Mancuso was the head of the studio.
Yeah, he's still calling the shots.
And his kid is producing all these movies.
All right.
So, how about you work together to figure it out?
Yeah.
84 sounds about right, because he took over for Eisner when Eisner went to Disney.
Yeah, I was going to say. Eisner was in the mix for a little while.
And then Mancuso was there for, like, the Beverly Hills Cop boom and all of that.
Yeah.
You know, the glory, maybe not glory days, but the resurgence.
Box office days, yeah. Then it said in 93 went to MGM, and, well, not many people could do as much with MGM He's had little financial issues.
Tetley tea is still a thing, I believe. I'm not a big tea person, but...
Yeah, I mean, seeing her performance, it's kind of is such a weird, wide spectrum they keep having her play. I mean, it works for making it like she's almost like is psychologically unstable.
Sure.
But as she just so drastically changes from like the dinner scene to this scene, it's even the same character anymore because it's almost unrecognizable to a certain degree. So
it's too stark of a difference, right?
There's not enough.
Gradual.
There's not enough seeds planted like in the dinner scene or when she's with Tom Wilson's character or stuff like that. They kind of get more of a shift going. From the night to the day, it is like night and day. So it just a little.
It's off-putting.
Yeah, it's a little hard to follow the progression.
Harv,
but his nickname is Hal.
Hal is short for Harvey? That's not right. No. Hal is short...
Speaking of the fog, when we had Hal Holbrook, it was like, we were looking, it was like Harold or Harry or something like that.
Right.
You can get there a little easier. Harvey, I don't know. Usually just goes to Harv or something like that. I don't know. It's just whatever. Nicknames don't make a lot of sense sometimes.
No, they don't. I mean, Dick and Bob and all of those... Jack for John, like what?
Right.
I don't.
You got Bill out of William. I don't know where did that come from. You're putting letters that are not there.
Well then, Hal, you win.
I don't know. Whatever.
Never in my life would I climb down into anything.
No.
By the way, if you've not watched our commentary for The Ring,
exactly what I was thinking.
It's in the archives right now.
Not far back.
These are the two that were having Kama Sutra.
No.
Oh, no, they weren't.
That was the 80s guy with the spiky hair.
Oh, you're right. Little severed head, that's gory. Kinda. Yeah, get me out of there. All of the rungs are also booby-trapped. So. How awful would this whole thing be? You can see where it's like pasted in.
Yeah, it's a little.
The side of the mountain there.
Little telltale.
I guess.
Constructed a set.
All of this high def, you can really notice the details.
Yeah.
Huh. Great horror movie logic. They're outside, and we're inside, so we're safe. With this look, she kind of reminds me of Melissa Sue Anderson from Happy Birthday to Me.
A little bit, yeah.
Available also in the archives now.
Yes.
It is Perrier. It's bubbly. By the way, who can drink just straight seltzer water? I don't know. That's so gross to me. I love Coca-Cola. It might be my favorite drink, even more than coffee. And I really do like anything bubbly.
Yeah.
I'll drink a LaCroix. I'll drink champagne. I'll drink anything.
But carbonated water.
But just carbonated water with no flavor is weird. Because it tastes like chemicals. And I don't like it.
I'm sure it probably has something in it.
Well, yeah, it's got the carbonation. The carbon dioxide.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Like, I can't drink Dasani water. It's like they poured a whole bunch of sodium in there. It just tastes terrible. which is a Coca-Cola product.
Well,
they can't all be winners.
No, they can't. Who's on his way? The boat guy?
Yeah.
The guy who took off with the eye guy and the...
Right. He's at the mainland in the hospital.
Okay.
And saying, like, well, he's been here... The guy who got mangled up, he's been here all the time because they're suspecting him because is he also doing a crank on us? Like, no, he's been here all the whole time, so now they get all jittery and everything because there's someone other... an unknown factor at work.
Our 80s guy is rocking the lowest V-neck possible. And I always found V-necks to be very weird on men.
You gotta have the right kind of frame to pull it off, honestly.
I guess so.
I want to say, I just think Amy Steele, she just got this particular radiance on screen. Just feels like she has this very mature sensibility in how she just projects herself on screen. She's got a presence. I just think.
Do we think that she would have the same presence if we didn't already know her from the other movie?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Is it a preconceived notion?
It's a little bit, but I just feel like she feels a little bit older than the other cast members to me for a certain.
Here we go. Picture of twins.
She looks a little bit, just almost like a Jamie Lee Curtis thing to a certain degree. It's like she isn't actually older. She does feel a little bit more a step or two ahead of maturity of everyone else.
Yeah, but she was in a major horror movie 5 years prior to this.
Yeah.
So I feel like she, now granted, Biff was just in the highest...
The biggest film of 85.
Right, the #1 box office. So for him, it's truly a step down.
Yeah. He's not getting paid nearly as much as he's going to get paid on the sequels to that.
But, I don't know. Dare I say that, as far as genres go, she is top billing here. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, I would. She's got cachet for the genre, yeah.
Right.
Even though she's not the lead, even though it's basically like an ensemble here. I don't know, she just has a certain gravitas to me.
Less than normal.
She was all down in the well and getting all wet, and she still got all the makeup on.
I was going to say, she went around, she put that eyeshadow back on.
Yeah.
God, I hate makeup so bad.
Yeah. I like her look with the tie and everything with the...
So everybody found something.
Yeah.
Now that would be an interesting premise for, like this murder mystery dinner, so to speak, where everybody has a clue and you have to work together to put the pieces together. But that's a very bold statement that he's got on there. You're right. I can't get over this eyeshadow.
Yeah, it's too much. I don't even really like it on Amy because even Friday 2, she didn't have a lot of makeup on.
She's wearing a ton. Wonderful. She's wearing a ton here.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Her face is orange like an Oompa Loompa. Yeah. Meanwhile, she
just walks in like she's a fucking ghost.
And she's got the white on.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes her eyes pop, but at the same time, she looks dead.
Yeah. And she's frumpy. She looks like a ghoul.
A ghoul, that's a great word. Ghoul is underused.
She's got this kind of washed out, sort of bug-eyed expression thing going on. Just like, you're creepy.
Yeah.
So she's doing a very good job of it.
All of the lamps in this movie are awful.
Yeah. The drapes.
They match the drapes, which are also awful. The carpet.
The couch.
The pillows. I mean, it's
all over the place.
It's so 80s, late 80s, early 90s floral. This was so in. So in. I remember it so vividly.
That lamp.
Oh my God.
That's 80s as hell.
Yeah, I know. With the seashell land or
pastel
shade.
Yeah.
Maybe I should wait till the end to say this, but I'm not going to. Because she looked very kind of pleased with herself there.
Okay.
Do you know how hard it would be to set all this up and have it all go just right?
And get everyone to convince everyone in the heat of the moment to go along with it.
Right. It's very far-fetched, but you know what? For some reason it works for me. I like it, but there's something about it that it feels very contrived. Like, it's not realistic.
I mean, we're getting plenty of funny moments, but it's almost like it plays it almost too straight. You want it to be a little bit more satirical, as you kind of alluded to earlier.
Yeah.
It needs to bend the tone a little bit more off, where it feels a little bit more almost commenting on the genre to a certain degree, not as much like a Scream or anything, but just have a little something on there. It needs to shade it a little differently. Because again, as an audience member going in 86, you're just watching it like, okay, it feels like a regular thriller. And it plays it very well in that regard, if that's the straightforward thing that you were going for. And obviously, as you get to the end, it makes a drastic tonal shift without any seeds planted to make you kind of get to that point.
However, it was marketed as by the producer of Friday the 13th.
Right.
At least, like, 4 and 5.
Right.
The most recent couple.
Right.
Which are two of the best in the franchise.
Yeah. I mean, and again, you've got a director who's done a well-known thriller film. I wouldn't call, When a Stranger Calls is not a slasher film. It's a thriller edging towards horror in certain places, but it's a well-known classic thriller.
Right.
And then you get Charlie Bernstein, who's fresh off Elm Street. So you start seeing things, if you're in the know about the genre, you're picking up on certain things of who's involved with it, and it reinforces horror film.
Sure.
So.
But then you watch it, and it's not.
Right.
But it is kind of a whodunit, so that I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So, a lot of things come down to expectations, but also
I like the taper candle just stuck in that little dish there. That's fun. Meanwhile, the gimp there is just completely comatose. Is he breathing? I feel like he was breathing. This music is great.
Oh, yeah, well.
Charlie Bernstein.
Yes, indeed. He excels.
This is Mr. Body and Yvette going into the attic here.
Wadsworth,
yeah. You're right.
Depending on which ending you want.
Sure, right.
as we're talking about such things.
But what is if you're the killer?
That was Mr. Green in bed. It was Wadsworth and Mrs. White. We're down with the shower. And
right.
And the bedrooms. We should mention we do have a Clue commentary from a couple years back.
Yes.
So, cue that up.
I'm pretty sure somebody commented on that one that they would have liked it if we hadn't used all the profanity.
Yeah, well.
Fuck that guy. Just the dolls. She is very good at her job.
Yeah.
Which is acting.
Mm-hmm. She knows what the camera likes to see. In the subtleties and the expressions, how you hold the moment.
Well, she's also very experienced, you know. I don't think Friday was her first movie.
No, I think she had at least a couple like TV credits or something beforehand. Ugly ass dolls.
Yeah, not good. Those certainly weren't Mego dolls from the 70s.
Two different wallpapers in the same hallway. I don't know what you're doing.
No bueno. I understand doing like an accent wall or something, but sure. Yeah, that's... You can't go double pattern.
No.
Conflicting. It's weird that she's wearing this tie.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, I don't know what you think about the look here.
Now, as a viewer, how are we to believe that that happened? Maybe she'll sit in the chair that the gags, falls over.
Yeah.
God, that's a great gag. I need to get one of those chairs. Can somebody figure out where I can buy one of those chairs?
Yes.
Because if I could make my friends go ass over tea kettle at a party, you goddamn betcha I would. So all my friends that are listening, look out. If I ever offer you a seat.
Or a helmet.
Look at this. I mean, all the wallpaper is just...
a little out of control here.
And this may have actually been a real house. I don't know if this was a set.
I had them... Yeah, they said they shot like two different like Victorian type of places.
Okay. So these are actual on locations.
Oh, yeah.
Not a soundstage.
Probably most of it's the practical location, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
This Bernstein score is awesome. I would be interested in finding a soundtrack.
Yeah, I don't know.
I read somewhere, it might have been on the wiki, that It was only released on vinyl or something.
Yes, that's what I'm reading right now. There was, in 2015, Reese Sarbon did an LP to CD subscription series. So, I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what the deal is on that.
So, is it...
probably just did like a rip from the vinyl and put it on CD, I guess.
Well, I wonder if I could find the vinyl for this. You know, the last time that I said I needed to find a vinyl soundtrack was for Savage Streets.
And you found that
song, and I found it, and I bought it, and I played it just a week ago. Savage Streets available in the archives now, if you're a fan of that great revenge flick.
Yeah, whatever this CD release is, they had it available for a month for the subscription series, so you're going to find that for a good price.
I can't imagine that this would be popular enough to warrant
some kind of like exclusive, limited edition.
Right. Unless you're just trying to capitalize on Charlie Bernstein. But
why not just put it out to iTunes and Spotify and such, you know?
Well, 2015, of course, yeah. I mean, I don't know about Spotify, but iTunes for sure.
Yeah. It was Amazon Music, thereabout, whatever it is.
Well, then it must be her twin sister. Who was the one that saw the picture? Was it her? I think it was.
Yeah.
In the study.
Yeah, because she walked in on her. Like Rosewood and Taggart here.
A little bit.
Storm Victor Maitland's place.
You're all under arrest. Oh, Billy Rosewood. And we know from the beginning that she purposely left that open. I feel like this would be terrifying to be in their situation.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I mean, you found a couple people who appear to be dead. Lots and lots of blood. All the power's out.
The boiler. The pipes are cold. The boiler's cold. She has a ton of eye makeup on, too.
Yeah, it's too much. You don't need it. There we go.
Muffy and Buffy. Classic 80s twist, right?
Yeah.
The twin sister.
There we go.
It's not the it's not the cat clock.
Nah.
Oh shit. Oh. this style of music is a little bit different for Bernstein.
Yeah, not
it sounds more Manfredini.
Yeah.
Which could have very well been a Mancuso influence.
Yeah.
You know, who's fresh off of working with him.
Yeah.
You know, and that Friday sound.
Yeah. A little more classic, less modern. Yeah.
Right. It's strings. It's
horns.
A little bit of that psycho influence.
Right.
I mean, it's very Friday.
Uh-huh.
The Nightmare on Elm Street theme, which I find to be one of the scariest tunes of all time, is very melodic, but also it's melodic, but the notes are such that they're off-putting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They leave you feeling anxious.
Yes.
But they're still melodic.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel like this Manfredini-esque stuff it's all drawn to elicit a response.
All tension.
Yes, tension is a great word. How sweet. That's a big goddamn knife.
Yeah.
What do you cut with that knife?
Beats me.
I mean, it's damn near a machete.
Yeah.
And everyone's just hanging out.
Yeah.
And no selling the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
And so Amy Steele was the mark in this case. Is that correct?
Looking like it, yeah.
Because clearly somebody had to be.
Yeah.
And everybody laughs at her. Even this poor bastard.
Yeah.
Even old boy with the eye injury.
Yeah.
Oh, he just punches him. Now that's an April Fool's joke.
Yes, it is.
Now, the question is... It begs the question here.
Sure.
Going into the movie, you know it's called April Fool's Day.
Yes.
You know there's going to be some sort of trickery.
Right.
At what point do you not realize that the whole thing is, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, you have to assume that at least a portion of this is...
Yeah, there's some kind of hitch to it.
Right.
But are you fully expecting a tonal twist ending? As the weird balancing is like, you have to be aware of the movie you're going into, at least a title and a general premise.
Right.
You can't smokescreen the audience completely like that, so...
So, is her premise that it doesn't matter what order the folks go in, as long as when it's their turn, they agree to be complicit in the joke.
Yeah.
Or the gag, or whatever we're going to call it.
But again, it gets to your contrived thing. It's like, okay, she didn't plan this out with everyone else ahead of time. She just like on the spur of the moment, when the moment comes where she can have them eliminated from the situation, present them what's going on, and have them agreed to in the moment or something like that.
Right.
It's very tenuous.
It makes an already convoluted idea become that much more complicated to pull off.
Right.
That's the point right there. That's the crux of the whole thing.
Right.
See, now that's... he's a Hollywood makeup guy?
Yeah.
Uncle Frank St. John. So, on the whole, like, it's fun.
Yeah.
I really dig the idea. I just have a hard time believing that it could be pulled off.
Right.
Again, I ask, how many bottles of champagne does one need?
You don't need 8.
There's only 8 people there. That's a whole bottle for everybody.
Christ.
Oh, like the heroin?
Heroin and the bondage and...
The twin brother angle is good. I like that. You haven't lived unless you've shit your pants. It's fine. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Also hilarious. Also hilarious. Amy Steele running around like Dusty Rhodes when he stole the big boss man's cap and nightstick.
Yeah.
That's a bad wig.
Nah.
You're ruining the props. How are we... Well, I guess the Hollywood guys got to remake them every time that a new batch of guests come, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a lot of sustainability here.
Yeah, so now this scene was shot like way later on because originally there was a different act after this.
Okay.
Where I guess one or two of the characters, after a lot of people leave the island, they twist it back around and actually go off and try to kill her, like, legit.
Oh. I don't like that.
And the studio heads didn't like that either. They wanted to keep the light tone on the whole thing. The kind of the fun thing instead of twisting back to like serious horror film, which, yeah, I don't think it quite. It's too much tonal whiplash.
Yes.
And probably would have.
Well, especially because they didn't establish it as such all the way through the whole thing.
Right. It's too weirdly to play. It's like, once I read that, I went back, like, I looked at, like, one of the features on the Blu-ray. They actually had deleted scenes that did nothing. They have no footage whatsoever featured of it. So they shot it, and they cut it, and it hasn't been recovered. Probably with a lot of other things Paramount had with the Friday films. If you cut it out of the film, it doesn't make
it just goes in the trash.
It's going bye-bye.
So somebody found this and wrapped it up for her? Oh, it's a different one.
Yeah.
I see. It's a different one. I thought it was the same one. That lamp is so 80s.
Yeah.
Hotel room. What is she drinking here? Golden champagne. Almaden? I don't know this. I'm going to try to look it up. But great shot there with it pouring out on the floor. This is kind of a nice little...
stinger?
Yeah, suspenseful coda.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, it's really great that it's a gag and not an intentional.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's her mother then?
We don't know. It's not. It doesn't say, right? It's weird, right?
Right. It's like, is this her mother that we haven't seen in like 88 minutes from like the beginning of the movie or something like that?
Oh, right. The one who's going away for the weekend or whatever.
Right, because the whole thing was like she was saying like I'm inheriting this place from whomever.
Right.
They were thinking it would be the mother passed. So I was just a little confused by the ending. There was like, okay, is that her mother and she's not actually dead? I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
The implication
it's a little weird. But either way, I think it's a fun movie. I enjoy it.
And like I said, there's a lot of good talent involved with the whole thing. From the editing to the cinematography and the music and the direction, and the cast is really well put together too.
I do think it was a little long in the tooth on the character building at the beginning.
Yeah, you could have balanced things out a little bit more. A little bit of humor, a little bit of horror, back and forth interspersed, because you get like, the first half of the film is the character building, a lot more of the humor stuff, and the horror stuff doesn't feel like it's as sustained as so it's a little. It feels, even though it's still like the back half of the film is mainly the horror stuff, it doesn't feel like there's enough of it. It's not as spread out. So
yeah, it did not feel balanced.
Mm-hmm. I think Martin Becker worked on one of the Friday films for special effects. The name looks somewhat familiar.
Security. Are we not going to get an actual cast here? I feel like it's filmed in color by. Aren't those usually like at the end? Dolby stereo. There's no cast.
I thought we passed it.
Oh, I don't know. Music and lyrics by Randy Newman.
Yes,
Are you serious right now?
Yep.
I knew Three Dog Night sang it, but I didn't know Randy Newman wrote it.
Yeah, I read.
Oh, here's the cast.
I read that he did put out a version in the '60s, but it wasn't until Three Dog Night did their own version that it took off. So okay, here's the cast. Short cast.
13 people. That's it.
Boy, Amy Steele and Tom Wells are all the way at the end of the credits. Intriguing.
Yeah, that's weird. Short credits.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like Mancuso Jr. and Mancuso Sr. could have gotten together and tried to come up with a better strategy for marketing.
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a fun little watch.
So we always like to get the 80s slasher stuff back in here when we can and find some other titles to stir into the mix. So
all right. Good deal. We'll see. We'll be back soon.
And some other good stuff.
I like it.
All right.
Bye.